when it comes to love, is it possible, you sisters, for you to be in a relationship where a man loves more than one woman and chooses to have or be in a marriage with more than one woman? Is that possible?
Wow.
I'm so ready to answer. You know what? That's a great question, Will, because I've actually come across several. I won't say several, 2 or 3 different people, not even just men, but I've come across women that have been in relationships or are separated in the process of being divorced and not quite there yet and have started a relationship. All of that to say, do I believe that it exists and it can happen? Absolutely. I believe that you can love more than one person and probably for different reasons. Do I personally prefer that? No, absolutely not. Now, that's contingent upon where are we going with this relationship.
Sure.
I don't believe that you as an individual, man or woman, could love 2 people and say, like, I want to walk down the aisle with both of them. Like, we're going to both plan our marriage. I don't know. It just, maybe because I was not raised that way. I was raised one man, one woman, one husband, one wife. That is it. Others may not necessarily believe that. So, yes, I believe it's true. It does exist, obviously. But that's not for me. Renee?
You know, Will, I have a question for you, and I'll answer your question. Would you consider having your wife, your girlfriend, have 2 men, you be in a relationship with a woman that has 2 men?
You're referring to polygyny. There's polygamy and polygyny. I think I've probably been in those type of relationships. It just has not been spoken.
She didn't.
Would I prefer that? I wouldn't prefer that. But I was going back to this black love, because when we look at black people in our culture, you know, in many black nations, not just black people under the oppression of white America, but in many black nations going back to Africa, polygamy was part of the culture.
It's my Andy Reid.
So when we say black love, are we talking about black people attempting to imitate white people loving one another? Or are we talking about black people loving black people absent the oppression of white people?
Well, I think you answered your question.
I just
you
want
answered
some,
my question because
I
you
just
said
really
you
want some
want
just general love. How about we just, you know, can I just have some real agape love in the room? You know, I don't want to qualify it with a color. I don't want to qualify it with anything. I just want somebody. I want us to, as people, to learn how to love as the Creator has loved us. That's, you know,
But you know what? It's real, though. Going back to what Troy is saying, yes, you just want love. A genuine 100% love. But I do believe that whether we want to admit it or not, that it may not play a part, race may not play a part in the rate of how we love each other, black man, black woman. But I think it does play a part in how...
In a social context.
In comparison to another. Exactly.
Okay.
So, I mean, to say, like, let's totally dismiss that, I don't think that's
And I don't
accurate.
think we should. I think we should have maybe conversation around how that wording impacts behavior.
True.
Because we have to ask ourselves, okay, black love, now what does that show up to look like?
Right.
And how does that influence our behaviors? And of course it's different for everybody.